Rylan walked across the endless desert with slow steps, his boots sinking into the soft golden sand. The sun above him was huge and bright, too close, too hot for any normal traveler. His ship had crashed 2 days ago after a strange storm in the upper atmosphere of the planet Aruthal. Now he had almost no water left. The small purifier he carried was old and barely working. Every breath he took felt dry, like it scraped the inside of his chest. He kept going because he had no other choice. If he stopped, the heat would finish him within minutes. He used his arm to wipe sweat from his forehead and stared at the horizon again, searching for anything, any movement, any sign of life. For hours, he had seen nothing but dunes and distant rocky ridges. Then, finally, he noticed something different, a thin line of smoke rising into the sky far ahead. His tired eyes almost didn't believe it. Smoke meant fire, fire meant people, people meant water. He pressed his lips tightly and forced his legs to move faster. He didn't know who lived here or if they were friendly, but he had to take the risk. He was a human on an alien planet, and survival always came before fear. The smoke became clearer as he approached. He could see many tall, slender shapes moving across the sand. They walked in long lines, carrying bags and weapons, wrapped in cloth that protected their skin from the harsh sun. Their bodies were humanoid, but their skin had a metallic sheen, smooth like bronze, with patterns that reflected the light. Rylan realized he had found a tribe. He hoped they would not see him as an enemy. As he got closer, the tribe noticed him. A group of guards stepped forward, raising their long, spear-like weapons. Rylan immediately lifted his hands to show he meant no harm. "I'm not here to fight," he said in a tired voice. "I'm just looking for help." The guards exchanged glances. One of them approached slowly, studying him with large golden eyes. Before anyone could decide what to do, a deep voice suddenly called out in the local language. Everyone turned. A tall alien man walked toward them, wearing a cloak decorated with bright feathers and symbols. His presence was strong. Every member of the tribe lowered their heads with respect. Rylan understood instantly. This was their leader. The tribe leader looked at Rylan with interest, then switched to a rough but understandable version of Galactic common. "You are human," he said, "far from your sky." Rylan nodded. "My ship crashed. I'm out of water. I just need help." The leader studied his face carefully. Then, without warning, his knees bent and his body shook. He grabbed his chest and fell forward into the sand. The guards shouted and rushed to him. Rylan saw panic on their faces, true fear. The leader struggled to breathe. His skin faded from bronze to a pale gray, showing dangerous dehydration. Rylan didn't think twice. He reached into his bag, pulled out his last bottle of purified water, and ran toward the fallen leader. The guards tried to stop him, confused by his sudden movement, but Rylan held up the bottle. "He needs water," Rylan said. "Let me help." The guards hesitated but stepped aside when the leader's breathing became weak. Rylan opened the bottle and gently helped the leader drink small sips. The man coughed, swallowed, then swallowed again. Slowly, the color in his skin returned to bronze. The tribe watched in absolute silence. After a few minutes, the leader opened his eyes, breathing more steadily. He looked at the bottle in Rylan's hand, at the water, and then at the human who had given it to him. "You saved my life," he whispered. Rylan shook his head. Anyone would have helped. But from the way the tribe stared at him, he knew instantly. Maybe not anyone. The leader stood slowly with the help of his daughters, 2 tall, graceful women who appeared from the caravan. Their eyes were sharp, like polished amber, and their movements were strong and confident. They looked at Rylan with curiosity and something like respect. The leader placed one hand on Rylan's shoulder. "Human traveler," he said. "I am Takar, leader of the Sandstar tribe. Come with us. You are now under our protection." Rylan was relieved. He bowed his head and followed the tribe as they continued toward the canyon city ahead. The journey took hours, but the tribe gave him shade, food, and water. They traveled like a single living unit, quick, organized, disciplined. Rylan noticed how carefully they treated their environment. Every drop of water was treasured, every tool watched closely. 2 young warriors stayed near him the entire time. Later, Rylan learned they were Takar's daughters, Sira and Linara. Sira was the older one, serious and calm. Linara was lighter in personality, always observing things with a small smile, but her eyes never stopped scanning the surroundings for danger. None of them talked much at first, but Rylan felt a strange warmth from them, a sense that he was being watched, not suspiciously but thoughtfully. After many hours, they reached a canyon. The walls rose sharply on both sides, carved by wind and ancient rivers. At the bottom of the canyon lay the Sandstar tribe's city, a beautiful combination of stone huts, carved terraces, and glowing lanterns made from crystal. The tribe moved inside with practiced steps. Rylan followed Takar and his daughters to a shaded area where the leader finally spoke again. "Rylan," Takar said, "your act today was not small. You gave water to a dying man. In our world, water is life. Life is sacred." Rylan nodded, still uncomfortable with how seriously they took it. "I just did what felt right." The tribe murmured again, whispering in their own language. Takar and his daughters exchanged glances. Something was happening. Something Rylan didn't yet understand. Sira spoke first. Her voice was calm but strong. "Human Rylan, you have performed a sacred duty. You saved our leader. That is a deed that cannot be ignored." Linara added softly, "In our culture, when someone saves the life of the leader must honor that person with an alliance." Rylan blinked. "Alliance?" Takar nodded slowly. "Tomorrow, I will visit you with my daughters. We will complete the alliance ceremony. Do not fear. It is a bond of protection and family, not a burden." Rylan felt a bit confused, but he also felt relieved that they were not threatening him. He agreed to rest in a small tent the tribe prepared for him. Night came quickly in the canyon, and the temperature dropped sharply. Rylan sat outside for a moment, looking up at the unfamiliar stars. He wondered what exactly the tribe planned for him, but he trusted them more than he trusted the empty desert. As he entered his tent, he heard Sira and Linara speaking softly outside. "He does not understand," Linara whispered. "He will," Sira replied. "Tomorrow, he becomes part of our house." The next morning was cool and quiet. Rylan opened his eyes to the sound of footsteps and soft chanting. When he stepped outside, he saw the entire tribe gathered. Takar stood tall at the front, his cloak shining in the morning light. Sira and Linara stood beside him, dressed in ceremonial armor, decorated with symbols of their family. Rylan froze. He didn't expect such a large gathering. Takar looked at him with a respectful smile. "Human Rylan," he said, "you saved my life. Today, I come to bind you to my house." Rylan's heart jumped in confusion. "Bind me? To your house?" The tribe remained silent, watching him with deep focus. Takar stepped forward. Sira and Linara followed. They stopped just a few steps from Rylan. Sira spoke first. "Do not worry. This is not marriage in the human sense." Linara smiled gently. "This is our tradition. When someone saves our father, we offer him our alliance. We become his guardians, his teachers, and his partners in duty." Rylan exhaled slowly. "So, you're offering protection?" "Protection, family, and belonging," Takar said. "It is a great honor." The tribe's drums began to beat slowly. The canyon walls echoed the rhythm, making the moment feel both ancient and powerful. Sira and Lenara stepped forward together. They extended their hands toward Rylan, palms open, offering the symbolic gesture of unity. Rylan hesitated only for a moment. These people had saved him, fed him, and protected him. He felt a strange connection with them. Their eyes held trust he didn't want to break. He lifted his hands and touched theirs. The tribe erupted into cheers, but the celebration lasted only seconds. A deep rumble shook the ground. The cheering stopped instantly. The canyon walls trembled. Dust fell from above. A loud roar echoed across the canyon. Sira's expression hardened at once. "Corlin Worm!" Lenara drew her weapon. "It broke through the North Ridge!" Takar shouted commands, and warriors rushed to defend the city. Rylan saw panic in the tribe's faces. The Corlin Worm. He had heard of it during space missions, a huge sand beast that could swallow entire vehicles. Without thinking, Rylan ran after Sira and Lenara. "Stay behind!" Sira shouted, but Rylan shook his head. "I won't hide while your people are in danger." As they reached the ridge, the ground split open. A massive worm-like creature burst out, its mouth full of jagged teeth. The warriors attacked, but the beast was too strong. Rylan grabbed his emergency pulse beacon from his bag. It wasn't a weapon, but it emitted a loud burst of sound and light. He pointed it at the creature and pressed the trigger. A blinding flash exploded across the sand. The creature recoiled, confused and disoriented. The tribe took the chance to strike. Sira's spear hit the creature's side. Lenara leaped forward and delivered the final blow with her blade. The beast collapsed with a heavy thud. The tribe shouted in victory. Takar turned to Rylan with a look of amazement. "You saved us again." Rylan shook his head. "We saved them together." Sira and Lenara looked at him with deep respect. Maybe even something stronger, something meaningful in their culture. The tribe carried the fallen beast away for harvesting. Rylan stood with Takar's daughters at the top of the ridge. The desert wind brushed against them softly. Sira crossed her arms, studying Rylan. "You are brave for a human." Lenara smiled. "And now you truly belong with us." Rylan felt the warmth of belonging for the first time since his crash. He looked out over the canyon city, glowing with life in the morning sun. He didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but he knew one thing. He was no longer alone. The canyon city glowed warmly as the morning sun climbed higher, but the people of the Sandstar tribe were already busy repairing damage from the Corlin Worm attack. Rylan stood near the entrance of the canyon while Sira and Lenara spoke with the warriors, giving instructions for the day. Dust still hung in the air from the recent battle, but there was a sense of pride in the tribe's movements. They had faced danger and survived. They had faced it together, with a human at their side. Rylan watched the tribe with quiet admiration. These people lived in one of the harshest environments he had ever seen, yet they moved with unity and strength. He had never felt something like this on any other planet. As Sira finished speaking to her warriors, she walked toward Rylan with her usual calm, disciplined expression. "You handled yourself well during the attack," she said. Rylan rubbed the back of his neck. "I just did what I could. I'm not a fighter like you." "You fight with your mind," Sira replied. "That is just as important as fighting with weapons." Lenara arrived next, giving Rylan a playful smile. "Father told the council what you did. They are impressed. Some are shocked. No outsider has joined our house for generations." "I still don't understand all of it," Rylan admitted. "This alliance, it feels big, like more than just friendship." "It is more," Lenara said softly. "It is family. Our people believe those who save life must share life. You saved our father's life. Now our fate is connected to your fate." Before Rylan could respond, Takar called from the center of the canyon. "Rylan, Come, the council is ready. Rylan felt tension in the air. The sisters exchanged a meaningful look before guiding him toward a large stone hall carved into the canyon's wall. Warriors stood at the entrance, guarding it with serious faces. When they saw Sira and Linara, they stepped aside immediately. Inside, the room glowed with lanterns made from crystal quartz, shining softly like stars trapped inside stone. The council sat in a circle, each member wearing decorated robes that represented their age, rank, and family. Takar stood at the center of the circle with authority and calm. When Rylan stepped forward, all eyes focused on him. Takar raised a hand. Today we discuss the future of this human who saved my life and helped defeat the Corlin worm. One elder with long silver marks on his skin leaned forward. He fought beside your daughters. He did not run. He used strange human tools to blind the beast. He has courage. Another elder added, but courage is not enough. If he becomes part of the leader's house, he must learn our ways. He must understand our laws. Sira stepped forward confidently. I will train him in combat and movement. Linara added, and I will teach him our language and customs. The council murmured with approval. Rylan felt a wave of gratitude. I'm willing to learn, he said. I want to help your tribe in any way I can. The eldest council member nodded slowly. Then the alliance stands. Rylan of Earth, you are accepted as a member of the leader's house. You walk with us. You fight with us. You live with us. Takar placed his hand on Rylan's shoulder, giving a firm and warm squeeze. Welcome, my son of another world. A son. The word struck deeply in Rylan's heart. He lowered his head respectfully, overwhelmed but grateful. After the council meeting, the tribe held a feast in honor of their new alliance. Long tables were set up with fruit, roasted roots, and breads made from desert plants. Musicians played flute-like instruments that produced haunting but peaceful melodies. Children ran around Rylan, fascinated by his hair and clothes. Adults approached him kindly, offering food, asking questions, and blessing him for saving their leader. Sira and Linara stayed close, watching over him with responsibility and pride. During the feast, Takar raised a cup and spoke loudly so everyone could hear. Rylan has proven his heart is strong. Today he begins training with my daughters. He will learn to survive the desert, and he will learn the honor of our people. The tribe cheered. Rylan smiled shyly. Thank you. I'll do my best not to disappoint anyone. Sira smirked slightly. We will make sure you don't. The next day, training began before sunrise. The sky was only faintly purple when Sira handed Rylan a practice spear. The weapon felt heavy, solid, and perfectly balanced. You must learn to move like the desert wind, Sira said. Not fast, but never stopping. Rylan nodded and tried to hold the spear as she showed. His arms wobbled. You're holding it like a metal stick, Linara said from behind him. Hold it like an extension of your arm. Rylan adjusted, trying again. This time it felt a little better. Sira circled him, studying his posture. Humans have strength, but you waste energy. Keep your weight lower. Rylan bent his knees. Sira nodded. Good. Now strike. Rylan swung forward. The spear tip made a smooth arc through the air. Better, Sira said. Again. Training continued for hours. By midday, Rylan was drenched with sweat, panting heavily. His muscles burned, but he refused to quit. Sira never raised her voice at him, but she was strict. Linara encouraged him with smiles and jokes, always reminding him that learning took time. In the afternoon, Linara sat with him under a shade cloth and began teaching the tribe's language. She drew symbols in the sand while Rylan repeated each word. Say it again, Linara said. Sharu. It means unity. Sharu, Rylan repeated. Linara smiled. Good. That is the foundation of our tribe. Over the next few days, Ryland's routine became clear. Morning combat training with Sira, language and cultural lessons with Lenara, then helping the tribe with work like carrying supplies, fixing tools, and purifying water. Every day he grew stronger, more confident, more connected. But the desert was never peaceful for long. One evening, while the tribe rested near the canyon entrance, a scout came running in panic. "Leader Takar, there is smoke from the West Dune fields." Takar's expression darkened. "Scavenger raiders. They steal water and supplies." Sira grabbed her spear instantly. "We must protect the city." Ryland felt adrenaline rise in his chest. His heart beat fast, but he stayed calm. "I'm coming with you." Takar looked at him seriously. "This will be dangerous. Raiders fight without honor." Ryland nodded. "Your people accepted me. I won't sit and watch while they get hurt." Takar gave a proud nod. "Then stand with my daughters." They moved quickly across the sand in small groups. Sira and Lenara led the way, their steps silent and sharp. When they reached a high ridge, they looked down at the West Dunes. A large group of raiders had gathered near a storage hut. Smoke rose from torches they carried. Sira observed quietly. 12 raiders, armed with blades and shock sticks. Lenara narrowed her eyes. "We can surround them." Ryland studied the scene. "Their leader is the one with the red mask. If we take him down, the group might retreat." Sira nodded. "Good eye." The tribe spread out, surrounding the raiders from multiple directions. Sira signaled, and the warriors attacked. The raiders were aggressive, swinging their weapons wildly. Ryland stayed close to Sira, moving as she had taught him. A raider charged at him with a shock stick. Ryland ducked, then struck the raider's arm with his spear, disarming him. "You learned quickly," Sira said, blocking a blow from another raider. "It helps when my teachers are this good," Ryland answered, breathless. Lenara leaped forward and tackled a raider near the storage hut. "3 left," she called out. The raiders panicked as they realized they were surrounded. Their leader tried to escape, running toward the dunes, but Sira dashed forward with incredible speed. She knocked him down with a sweeping movement of her spear. The fight ended quickly. The tribe cheered again, proud and energized. Takar approached Ryland with a firm expression that slowly softened into a smile. "You did well today," he said. "Very well. My daughters guide you, but your courage is your own." Ryland felt a deep warmth inside. He had never been praised like this before, not even back on Earth. As they returned to the city, the tribe walked with heads high. Sira walked silently beside Ryland, but her eyes carried a rare softness. "You are becoming one of us," she said quietly. Lenara added with a grin, "Soon you'll be better than half our warriors." Ryland laughed lightly. "I doubt that." "You doubt too much," Lenara replied. The sky darkened, and stars filled the night. The tribe lit lanterns around the city, making the canyon glow with warm light. Music played softly again, and families gathered for evening meals. Ryland sat with Takar, Sira, and Lenara on a raised stone platform overlooking the tribe. He felt peaceful, more peaceful than he had felt in years. He didn't feel like a visitor anymore. He felt like he belonged. Takar looked at him thoughtfully. "You came to us by accident, Ryland. But perhaps it was not truly an accident. Sometimes the desert brings the right people together." Ryland swallowed, touched by the words. "I'm grateful for everything your tribe has given me." "You earned it," Sira said. Lenara nodded. "And your journey with us has only begun." Ryland looked out at the city, at the shimmering lanterns and the people who accepted him. He thought about the day he gave his last bottle of water to a dying leader. He had never imagined it would lead him here, to a new home, a new family, a new future. Maybe fate had a plan. Maybe some deserts weren't empty at all. Maybe they were full of new beginnings. Ryland breathed deeply, smiled. and knew, with every part of his heart, that he wanted to stay. He wanted to live this new life, with the tribe, with Sira and Linara, and with the people who had shown him the true meaning of unity. The desert wind whispered softly through the canyon, carrying the promise of tomorrow, and Rylan felt ready for it.